Okay, and everyone, please stay muted. If not, I'm going to be muting you. Thank you. Mr. Chair, we ready to start.
Thank you. Monique, I think you had your hand raised.
No, honey, I'm ready to start. I'm just trying to get the screen together. I never did this on this. So if it's raised, when I come in, I will ask. Right now, I'm just working on something.
I know. Yeah, just like me, I'm trying to get on my computer at the same time I'm working off the phone. So I understand. It's one of those days.
Ralph, is it still raised? Just tell me, is it still raised?
Ralph, is it still raised?
No, only Sandra's hand is raised right now.
Okay, thank you. So I know what symbol to use. Thank you so much.
Okay. Sandra, you got your hand raised?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
I have a question.
Yes, ma'am.
I want to know, how is it that we weren't, Hunts Point community or Moneta Street, people weren't notified that Bronx Works was up for a new lease and they signed a new lease for another 10 years? How come we weren't notified about that?
Who's this?
Bronx Works.
Bronx Works?
They just signed the lease for 10 more years. We can't take 10 more years of Bronx Works.
This is news to me right now.
Yeah, because everybody in the community is asking me how we didn't know about it, and we could have fought against them doing that. And now they have a new lease for 10 more years.
Well, I can only tell you that that's a non-for-profit organization. The landlord is a private landlord, and I don't know for what program they signed the new lease for, but they have like 2 programs out of there. Ralph can correct me if I'm wrong. So I don't know which one, if they did get a new lease, which program it was. But this is news to me, and I believe that it's probably news to everybody else. You know?
Okay.
So to be honest with you, non-for-profits don't usually have to notify the boards. It would be nice. It would be nice. But it's our job then. If there is a problem, then the funding agency is the problem that we got to talk to. And the funding source is the city of New York. So maybe that's what we have to do, is call in. If it's DHS, call them in and find out why this happened.
Is there any way that you guys can find out and let me know?
Ralph,
or do we have to do that on our own?
I honestly don't. I mean, I don't know. I mean, like you mentioned, Mr. Chair, they're a nonprofit. They sign a city contract. They sign a lease with the landlord. I don't know what involvement has with that.
Ralph.
Hi, Cassie.
Hi. I just wanted to say that I'm from Bronx Works. We did not sign any new lease.
Perfect. Thank you, Cassie.
So that's your answer there, Sandra. I don't know who told you that they did.
Well, at the NCO meeting, most of the people that were there were talking about them having put in a new lease and signing a new lease for 10 more years. So I'll definitely find out if they did or they didn't, since they said they didn't.
So we just heard from Cassie, and Cassie said no, that they have not signed any new lease. But what I will do is I will ask Ralph, if possible, to contact Bronx Works and inform them if they are planning to do another lease, that they should at least notify the board, so like that we can meet with them and maybe come to some kind of agreement on, what's happening with their location and the community.
All right, thank you so much.
No problem. With that, Ralph, is there anybody for public session? Ralph?
Give him a second. I think he got.
I'm sorry, Mr. Chair. Yes, I'm here.
Is there anybody for public session or Cynthia?
No one's reached out to us. Oh, I'm sorry, Cynthia. Do we have someone for public session?
I've never received the paperwork, but she's online, and this only, I guess it was a miscommunication with Danielle and her. So, Ms. Alvarez.
Ms. Alvarez, what organization and what's the public session?
Ms. Alvarez? Hello? Hello? Do we have a Ms. Alvarez on?
Yes, we do. I'm looking at it now. Linnell Alvarez.
Yeah.
However, she's not responding.
All right, so then, if there's nothing, if she's
Wait a
not.
minute, Ms. Alvarez, you're there now?
Present.
Okay. Ms. Alvarez, you have 3 minutes to make your presentation.
I'm sorry, we're having technical difficulties.
Welcome to the company.
I hear you.
So so you're not going to be able to give your presentation? Hello?
Qué fiasco, Dios mío. Se fueron ellos a la hora. Hello?
Yes, Ms. Alvarez, you have 3 minutes. You can start.
Ms. Alvarez? What was, Cynthia, what was the
I
request?
have no idea.
I have
Danielle
no
spoke
idea,
to her
Mr. Chair.
earlier
I
today.
think for the sake of time, we should just move on now because it's already 6:16.
Yeah.
And
Move on to, give me the next page, Ralph. So at this moment,
I'm just going to kindly ask everyone to please mute themselves, because if not, I am going to mute you because you shouldn't be on. So
And the bad thing is, ellos me están llamando.
commanding officer is with us, Mr. Chair.
okay. Plus we can't get through to Miss Alvarez. We're going to proceed with the meeting. Hopefully she can send her statements or whatever it is through the mail. And we will then record it as part of the minutes when the time comes. So with that, there's no other person for public session. Am I right, Ralph?
Correct.
That's correct, Mr. Chair.
Okay, thank you. So
Thank
on
you,
the
Cynthia.
the next page was the commanding officer's report. Captain Chublin, how are you? I'm sorry. I'm going to repeat. Wait a second, Cap. I'm going to repeat what the district manager has said. Please mute yourself, or otherwise we will mute you, and we won't be able to hear what you got to say. We are asking everybody to be courteous and understanding, so like this we don't have any problems. I know that everybody wants to talk and wants to say their things, but please be kind to our presenters, so like that we can hear what they're talking about and reporting. So, Cap, I'm sorry, you're on.
All right. Good evening. Good evening, everybody.
Good evening.
So I won't take too much of your time, but I will speak some on some recent violence that we've had and you've all heard about here in the 4-1. So We started off the year, first quarter of the year, tremendous amount of work being done in partnership with so many of you. Very proud of the fact that we had the lowest shooting incidents in the borough for the first almost 4 months here in the Bronx. Recently, we have seen a little bit more, quite a bit more violence, and I would say a little bit of what everybody else in many other neighborhoods in this borough are experiencing. So I do want to keep everybody in the loop on what we're doing about that and where that is going. So again, the first 4 months of the year, we were the lowest in violence in the Bronx. Historically, of course, not always the case, but we were very proud of the fact it was the case for this year. We had a 2-week period in May where we took a number of shootings, which was driven by some gang-related violence on the 900 block of Kelly Street. Some back and forth going on there. We started to deploy heavily, and they even did some shootings. One shooting in particular right in front of our offices posted on the corner. Significant amount of work was done, several arrests made, guns recovered, known gang members. We have our federal partners very plugged into that block. We reached out for some assistance from the borough, and I pretty much lined Kelly Street and some surrounding blocks with video. So not much happens on Kelly right now without it being on video. We're still deploying very heavily on Kelly Street, and we have not had any violence there or associated with any of the crews on either side. I'm sorry, I didn't know if we have not had any violence with the 2 crews, Trinitarios and Bam Block, that are on that block in just about a month now. So we were able to quell that violence. We are on Kelly Street. We're going to stay on Kelly Street, not just because we don't want these crew members shooting each other, but we don't want any of our innocent community members caught in the middle of it. So thank God that hasn't been the case, and we want to keep it that way. Almost a month now, no violence on Kelly. One other area of the precinct where we deploy heavily is on Prospect Avenue on 164th Street, 165th Street. We share a border on Prospect with the 4-2 precinct. It's half in the 4-1 and half on the 4-2. There's a gang up there known as the 6-4 Goons. We've done some significant work on some of those crew members, and especially the 2 years that I've been here and some years before. So we've seen relatively low violence in the last year and a half in that corridor. But now, very simply, another crew that sells drugs west of Prospect Avenue in the 4-2 has decided to come over and try to take over a couple of blocks on Prospect as their territory. So the conversation goes something like, hey, why are you here selling drugs? And the guy says, what are you going to do about it? And the guy says, I'll show you what we'll do about it. And he comes back and he shoots him. That gentleman's name is Efren Serrano. And we are very much so engaged with him. And I'll leave it at that for now. A few days later, we get another incident where somebody has come east to sell drugs on that block, tried to negotiate a deal to do so, and it was not approved, and he was shot and killed. Person who shot and killed that drug dealer has been identified and should be apprehended maybe even within the next couple of hours. No stranger to violence in that corridor. We know him well. It's going to be nice to take him off the street. So we've deployed heavily. That shooting was on the 19th. I'm sorry, that shooting was on the 12th. So we deployed heavily after the 12th on Prospect Avenue, and we had no more incidents there. We involved the narcotics division, again, our federal partners, because this is gang-related violence. We had no more incidents on Prospect Avenue since the 12th. So what did they do? They see that we deploy there, and they want to get at this gang called the 6-4 Goons, and they we believe they lure one of the top 6'4" goons, if not the guy who's running it right now. They lure him down to Southern Boulevard the other night on the 19th. He's hanging out with some friends around the 500 block of Southern Boulevard, very geographically far away from their territory. And we believe he's set up and subsequently shot and killed. So now they have to bring him out of Prospect Avenue down to Southern Boulevard to be able to take a shot at him because we deployed so heavily on Prospect. So challenge, of course, when that happens. We are very close to making an arrest there as well. His funeral is going to be at Ortiz Funeral Home, 149 Street on Sunday. So some gang-related violence, some of what's being seen in many other neighborhoods, still some more significant increases in other places, but an increase here is something that we're going to work on, and we don't want it to be the case. We want it to be just like first quarter of the year. Go back to me and the lowest. So tremendous amount of work that we're doing. Again, I don't want to cheapen the phrase when I say it, that we do this in partnership, because there is a tremendous amount of intelligence that we are receiving from so many of you. Some of you who are on this call right now, of course, I won't mention any names. So thank you so much for your partnership, not only in solving some of this violence, but more so in preventing it. And we know that when you prevent a shooting incident, you're not only preventing that shooting incident, but you're preventing 3 or 5 or who knows how many more retaliatory incidents. So important to do that. And I thank so many of you so much for that partnership. One other incident you may have seen on the news 2 days ago, an off-duty police officer who works in the 4-6 precinct, who resides here in the 4-1, was assaulted by some local members of Hunts Point, unfortunately. He's a resident of Hunts Point himself for a while. I will say that the incident is still very much under investigation. It is very clear that our officer was a victim, but there's still quite a bit more of investigation to be done to nail down exactly what is going on there. He is okay. He was subsequently assaulted by 3 or 4 males. They did hit him with a bat. And we're looking into exactly why that is and what the rapport is by all involved. But thank God he is okay. For those of you who have reached out and shown some support and inquired about it, thank you also as well. On the topic of community engagement, I'll shift off crime for a minute. Some good news. I did apply for a grant. The Police Foundation was issuing grants in the amount of $20,000 to available precincts for community engagement. I will share with you, I did receive a phone call beforehand that said, hey, we see what's going on up in the 4-1, and we think that you would fit perfectly for this $20,000. So it is from the Police Foundation. It's in honor of their anniversary. And so I got a letter dated for June 14th that we're getting the $20,000. So we're definitely looking to do some more great community engagement with that, and we'll be speaking at length about how we can do that. We'll be looking for your input, of course, and that of the precinct council as well. July 19th is the date we're supposed to be given that. Other than that, thanks for the congrats. I see that. Other than that, any questions that you all have, myself and the boss of the 4-1, Clarabelle Socola, are here as well. Oh, also, we got Jose Pachal. You gotta come over here, bro. You gotta come over. Our newest community affairs officer is here as well.
Thank you, Captain Schuling, for keeping us safe.
Okay.
Yeah, hi. I want to say this is Sonia Ferguson.
Hold on. We gotta let the chairman and people
Okay.
that want to talk should raise their hand. Chairman Crespo.
Yeah, no. All I want to say is that I want to
Sonia is on the phone, so Sonia can't raise her hand. So Sonia Ferguson has something to say.
So Sonia will be the next one right after me, so like that we don't have to go through all But Cap, I want to congratulate you for that grant approval. I think this is the first time that I've heard of a grant approval for the 4-1. And so I want to congratulate you on that. I know that Sokola had a lot to do with it, and trust me, I know that she knows how to spend $20,000.
On good stuff.
So I'm sure that it's going to go to worthy causes in community board too. My only concern is that you stated that there's going to be a funeral for this guy on Sunday at the Ortiz on 149. Will there be extra officers coverage in that area in the event of retaliation?
Oh, without a doubt. Yeah, I already reached out to the borough to request additional resources. They're very accommodating. It's also Ortiz, although it's on the border of the 4-1,
Right.
it's also actually in the 4-0, so they're going to be doing it with us as well. We're going to have a significant amount of officers. Absolutely.
All right. Thank you. You answered my question. Thank you. Sonia?
Hi, yeah, this is Sonia Ferguson, County Street Block Association President. I want to thank you so much, and whatever help that you need, I'm out here patrolling with your officers. I want you to know that, okay? I am walking up and down the block and trying to keep my community safe too. So whatever it is, just let me know, and I'd be more than happy to get more people involved in my community, okay?
Thank you. Thank you so much. I think I've seen you out there a couple of times myself.
Oh,
so,
yeah, that's me.
you know, that's you.
Yes.
Thank you so much, always.
Thank you.
Who else got Sandra De Jesus?
Hi, Captain Schubling. I have a question. Is it possible that we can get our NCOs to work during the day when we have the most things going on my block of Monida than at night? Because I believe that they know that the officers are not going through our block too much at night. So they do everything during the day. So like I said, it's like really bad during the day.
Okay.
Starting from early in the morning until at least 5, 6 in the evening. Everything happens during the day. At night, it's nothing.
Really? Okay. All right.
Sandra,
sorry.
Excuse me,
Yeah.
Cap. Sandra, what I would suggest to you is for safety reasons. I always say this, for safety reasons. I think that you should give Sokola or the captain a call and explain what's going on, and then this way they can maybe redeploy officers the way they have to, just for safety reasons.
Okay.
All right, Cap. Maybe I'm wrong, Cap, but you know.
No, I usually, thank you, Mr. Chairman. I usually make mention of that. You know, if you have something specific, intelligence related on your block, obviously I recommend that we speak on the side. Absolutely. So thank you, Mr. Jesus. We'll give you a call for sure.
No problem.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Sandra. Anybody else got their hand raised? Ralph?
I want to say something. I'm sorry, I don't have my hand raised, but it's me, Cynthia. I just want to thank the precinct, and I want to thank Sokola especially for working alongside us. But I also want to wish her a very happy 40th birthday coming up.
40? No way! No way!
It wasn't coming up just happy birthday.
That's not what she told me.
You're older than me, Sokola.
Many blessings, Sokola.
Thank you. Thank you.
Happy
so
birthday.
much.
Thank you. And by the way, Cap, I also want to say thank you for the way officers were deployed on Saturday's event. Though it wasn't our event, but I saw that everybody was safe and calm. Everybody departed very quietly, no problems. And so I want to thank you for that. Even though other problems occurred after that, other problems occurred after that, but it had nothing to do with the event. And so I wanna thank you for the good job that the officers and we all of us that's listening in here today. You see one of the guys from the 4-1, congratulate them and say thank you for doing a great job. You know, there's nothing better than for an officer to hear that people take notice of that work. So, Cap, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Is that it?
I wanted to say something. I couldn't raise my hand because I can't see this too well.
Yes, Barbara.
Also like what Mr. Crespo said, I want to say congratulations to the 41st precinct. I was where I could see a whole lot, and I really think the officers did a wonderful job. Thank you for looking out for the park on Saturday. It was really nice. They were really helpful.
Thank you.
Anybody else got their hands raised, Ralph?
That's it, Mr. Chair.
Okay, thank you. With that, I want to thank the officer, the captain for his report. I want to thank Officer Sokola and her partner. I think his name is John. But I want to thank both community affairs officers as well as the auxiliaries and that were there that day on Saturday also. So with that, I want to proceed to our business session. And I want to go on the record that this is only for board members. Only board members can respond to any of the reports or questions. If you have a phone and you want to ask a question, send it to one of the board members if you know them, and then the board member can raise his hand or her hand, and they can ask the question for you. But this is only for board members. And naturally, those interested principals of the community. So with that, Madam Secretary, I see you're on. Roll call, please.
I am here. Good evening, everybody.
Good evening.
When you hear your name, please let me know that you're here. Telvis Austin Jr.
Here.
Evelyn Arauz. Love Bentecourt.
Hi, guys. Hi, Captain.
Miles Burnett. Paula Fields Conyers.
Present.
Stephanie Cordero. Robert Crespo.
Present.
Altagracia Cruz. Julia Cruz.
Julia is out on vacation. She's out of town. She's on vacation.
Gotcha. Sandra De Jesus.
Here.
Kevin Ellison.
Present.
Sonia Ferguson.
Present.
Pascal Gomez.
Present.
Shataria McCoy Gregg.
Present.
Alexandra Guadalupe. Yvonne Guidin, me, I'm here. Jesse Harris. Shaquan Hunt. Jennifer Kelman. Jeffrey Korn.
Here.
LaShawn Lindsay.
Present.
Talia Simone Lindquist. Barbara Lopez.
Still here.
I'm sorry, Yvonne, Talia is actually excused on behalf of,
Yeah, she's on bereavement leave.
Thank you,
For
guys.
those that want to know, she had family. She lost family this past week.
Roland Lopez. Nicholas Mario. Luis Marrero. Cedric McCluster. Monique Menace. Reverend Moses.
Monique is on, but
I'm
not-
here. I'm sorry.
Okay.
I'm here.
Reverend Moses. Lynette Olmo.
Here.
Maggie Ortiz. Larry Robinson.
Here.
Sylvia Sanchez.
I'm here.
Thank you. Sylvia Sanchez. Richard Sherman.
I believe
Time out, Yvonne.
Yeah.
Mr. District Manager, Sylvia Sanchez, she was removed, wasn't she?
Yes, correct. There's an issue with
I know,
the
I
Borough
know.
President's office, but yes, she was removed.
Okay, all right. Go ahead, I'm sorry.
Richard Sherman.
Here.
Biancy Taveras. Sorry. He's here, I saw him. Maria Torres.
Here.
Marilyn Roten.
She's working.
Gotcha.
She's on Board of Elections.
She's been excused for today.
Got you. Pastor John Udu.
Here.
All right, awesome. Mr. Chairman, we're good to go.
Okay, do we have quorum?
We have quorum, Mr. Chair. We have about 23 on my
Thank-
count right now.
Thank you.
23
Okay.
present out of 38. That constitutes quorum.
Based on we have a quorum, I will call the meeting to order and adoption of the minutes. As we know that this is all being recorded, and as before, we all know that this is all being this is all a virtual meeting. It's being recorded, and I will ask Cynthia to put the address back to put it up, so like that anybody that wishes to review the minutes can do so. I know it's on YouTube, and anybody can do it. But based on that, and since we didn't hear anything about last month's report minutes, I will take a motion to accept the minutes from last month.
Motion.
Who's that?
Maggie.
Okay, Maggie motioned. Any second?
Second.
Pascual second. Thank you. All right, so we have the adoption of the minutes. As for myself, I'm not going to go too lengthy because the captain hit on the key issues that we were talking about. And anything that I have to talk about, I believe most of the committees will be reporting on, which is the construction. We met with state DOT as well as city NYDOT. And I think that the chair for municipal services will make a report on that. And I just want to tell everybody that I want to make sure that we have a good summer. And there has been some concerns and reports brought to my attention. I said it on Monday to the executive committee. I'll say it now to the entire board. Anybody, we're asking the police department to try and take control of Bill Rainey Park. We're having an additional meeting on Monday, if I'm not mistaken. But it's come to my attention that there are some board members that have been seen barbecuing. I know that we want to enjoy our parks. We want to enjoy the atmosphere, the days that we have. We were locked in for a year and a half. I have spoken again since the last board meeting. I have spoken twice to the commissioner of parks, and she has stated that there will not be any barbecuing at Bill Rainey Park because of the fact that it's a ball field park. And anybody that is barbecuing on the grounds, a ball can hit a barbecue grill, flip over, and may create a fire or hurt someone really bad. So Parks Department is asking me to remind everybody there will be no grilling at Bill Rainey Park. I am asking those members, our board members, to please refrain from doing this. And most importantly, that they've seen some people with shirts on that I know that it's not us because none of the board members have shirts that says Community Board 2. But if police department and the park enforcement start enforcing the rules, I am asking the board members not to identify themselves as board members because you are public officials. By the city charter, you are public officials. And based on being public officials, we must comply with the law. So all I can ask is that to please not to do that. And I know everybody wants to enjoy the park and enjoy, the time, but we are asking the police department to enforce this. We are also, I can say that on Monday, we are going to talk with the police department because anybody that is breaking any laws, meaning barbecuing, loud music, anything, and being told more than 2 times to turn it off, that on the 3rd go around, they need to start confiscating either the speakers, the barbecue pits, whatever it is, and let them come back on Monday to collect their equipment. It's getting out of control at Bill Rainey Park. If we are to take control of Kelly on Kelly Avenue, and if we're to take control of Longwood Avenue and Prospect and all the other avenues that we are having problems at, we need to start from the inside out. And we're going to be asking the police department to please start confiscating these. I got a guy that's got a bus out there, and all his equipment and his bed is in there. And he comes out every day at 3 o'clock and he starts barbecuing, and it's not, and he's doing it on the street, but you can't barbecue on the street either. It's against the fire department's rules and regulations. So I'm asking everybody to please comply with this. And that is all from my report.
Mr. Chair, we got 2 hands raised. V. Tavares first, and then Monique Menace.
All right, V. V.
Maybe V did that by mistake.
No, are you calling on me?
Hold on, Monique.
No, not yet.
First. So
V. Tavares.
We can move on from V.
Okay, Monique. Monique.
Okay. Yeah. So I was listening to what you were saying, Crespo, and it saddens me that that is the case because it's like that's a ball field. And remember, I did football out of that park for over 15 years. And, that has never been a thing or an incident. This is something that, is like it could happen. But in the years, and I grew up on Kelly Street before there was a Kelly Park or a Bill Rainey Park, when it was just a lot. And, it's sad that these restraints are being made on the community because that is their only big park. And to not accommodate everybody is really a sad reality in our community. So these baseball games happen for a season on Sundays. And they're not the only sport that's out there, but for that to be the reason that we can't barbecue and the residents of Kelly Street or in that vicinity have to go all the way to Hunts Point or Katona and leave their immediate community to barbecue is really sad. And I don't think that this is something that the community should let up on. And you're right, they shouldn't be going against the grain and doing what is not asked of them and then saying, I'm a board member. That doesn't work. We shouldn't be looking tardy like that. If we're gonna say we're board members, we need to represent ourselves with dignity, So I do agree with you on that, but I just need to let you know that that is something, and the board to know that that is something that I'm not going to give up on. I'm sorry, I'm with my son. That's all I have to say. Thank you.
Monique, I understand your sentiments, and again, that's what pushed both Ralph and myself to talk with the Parks Commissioner 2 more times since last month, you know, and they are very adamant. This is not a decision based on me or based on the district manager. This is based on what we're being told by the Parks Department. I understand what you're saying, all right? The unfortunate part is that some people have their family and they're doing the right thing. They're cleaning up. They're doing all the right things. But those that are barbecuing, my question to them is, where are you turning off the barbecue? You know, when you finish at the end of the day, are you turning it off? You know, how are you turning it off? How are the stones being cold, being turned off so like that it wouldn't create a fire? Is it done on the street? Is it where close by where a car is at, and maybe the heat and a lit coal can blow up a car because of the gasoline? You know, these are things that I understand, but I just want to say that I understand exactly what you're saying, and I went back to talk to the commissioner, like I stated, and unfortunately, the unfortunate part is that, and I went 2 times back to her, okay, and the 2 times she came back and told me, Bobby, I'm telling you, this cannot be done. The district manager can back me up if he wants to or not, but you know, those were the words that we were told. All right.
No, Bobby, I know this is not you guys. Let me be clear. I know that you guys fight tooth and nail for us, but it's an unfair practice. We're not even given a contingency plan. So as a nonprofit or organizer, we purchased a metal container, and we learned this from the fire department. At least give the community a chance. Hold on, Cam. At least give the community a chance to do the right thing, to just rip this from them and then say, hey, don't do this, something that they've been doing for years, and then penalize them. We're not given a chance. So I understand what you guys are saying, but this type of anarchy, it's not fair. We have to give everybody a chance. Maybe they put out a requisite of what has to be done. If you don't have a metal container to disperse of your coal, then that's a fine for you. You understand? And we have the Parks Department, the PEP, walking around and keeping it, come on, let's show some accountability. But to just close that off, and that being the only immediate park, like, there has to be a bigger voice. And I know you and Ralph are going and saying, hey, listen, if we really gonna be fair, we gotta look at this. And the commissioner's like, no, this is what it is. I need to know, does the commissioner live in this community, and where? Because if she's experiencing the same shutdown that we are, then I understand. But if that's not the case, that is really unfair. So, but that's for another day. Thank you so much, guys. I don't want to take up no more time.
Thank you, Monique. And like I said, this does not come from the district manager, does not come from me or any of the staff members. We're just relaying what was requested of us last board meeting. I'm responding to it, and that's all I can do.
We appreciate you. Thank you so much.
Mr.
Okay. Yes.
Can I say something?
Yes, Barbara.
I don't barbecue out there. I barely don't even go out there. But I'm totally against the fact that y'all don't do nothing for that park. That park is totally needs a complete renovation. It's totally abandoned. I sat there and it needs repair. It's very upsetting to look around Bill Rainey Park and see how run down it is. Nothing is there.
Barbara?
Nothing is there for children.
That's why we recommended, and she says she would look into it, that in the center of that park, maybe we can create a playground. We don't know if it could be done.
That, because there are people to talk to. There's more. I've been into the Department of Park for a very long time. Not in this community,
So
but
Barbara, I'm not going to debate. I'm not debating with you. Excuse me, Barbara. I'm only reporting back what you guys had asked of of myself and the district manager. I am reporting back. If you guys feel that the parks need renovations, then fine, the park needs renovation. There hasn't been any little leagues playing, and that section of the park is all messed up because there hasn't been any little leagues playing.
It's nothing there.
Okay, so again, it's beyond our control on what you are asking. All right, we can, when it comes to the budget request in October or November, I forgot when it comes out again. Maybe you want to put it in that you want a playground there, or that you want something to be done there, because honestly, that's what's gonna take. We got to put it into the budget and hope that there's money in the budget to do it. Okay. Anybody else has any questions? Not hearing none. That is my report. I would like to detour from the agenda right now, and I'd like to have our councilman to make his report, because I know he has another meeting, another board meeting that he has to go to. And so I would ask that Council Member Salamanca, if he's on.
Yeah. Good morning. Good evening. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
All right. I'll be brief. Hey, I just wanted to say good evening to everyone, and I'm excited. You should be excited. This is the last meeting of the year, and you're gonna have July and August off. Just very briefly on some of the events that have happened this past week. This past Saturday, we had a great concert right there on Dawson Street between Longwood and Isabel Avenue. And I really want to thank, we had La India performing. We had about 6,000 people there. I really want to thank the community board for assisting us in making that a reality.
It was our pleasure.
Yeah, no, for
Yes,
sure.
thank you.
Tomorrow, my office will be hosting a movie night at Playground 52. The movie starts when the sun goes down, so I would say anywhere between 8:15 and 8:30. So for those of you that want to participate, it will be at the amphitheater. And then finally, I just want to give you first. I want to, yesterday was election day. I really want to thank everyone that came out and voted. And I'm excited, to say that at least from my office, my seat, I was able to win my re-election. But I'm asking, thank you guys. But the reason that I'm bringing this up is because there's a new way that we voted this year, which is called ranked choice voting. And as you can see, the race for mayor, controller, and Bronxborough president has not been resolved yet, because none of them reached the 50% mark. So that means that it's going to go into next week. The Board of Elections is going to begin counting the absentee ballots, and then they're going to start doing the ranked choice voting. My understanding is that we should get a final a certification of what the results are for all citywide and local and borough races by July 13th. So just be on the lookout for that. And that's it. Thank you, Mr. Chair, for allowing me to speak.
And congratulations again. I know that I sent you a text last night when I saw that you were declared the winner. It really means a lot. It means a lot to this community, because you know exactly what's wrong with this community and what needs to be fixed. I'm sure that you just heard some of the board members with the objections on certain things, but the only way things change is through some of our elected officials. And I do honestly can say that our councilman has been there through every crazy turn that we had in the last year and a half.
I second that.
He's been there. He's done what he's had to do. And fortunately, we're having a meeting again. And continuity has stayed within itself at this time. and it means a lot, because it means that we know who we can talk to. We know that we're going to get a call back. We know that our councilman, who was our former district manager, knows exactly what the problems are of this community. And so when he goes back to City Hall in September, things can be worked out, you know? And-
Mr. Chair, thank you. If I may, real quick, I just want to say something. I heard the conversation. I got in and I heard some of the conversations about Bill Rainey Park. I hear, you know, what the complaints are loud and clear. Just so you know, I put in capital dollars so that they can add baseball lights to the small baseball field, so that it's an opportunity for kids to play longer at that park. Just so you know, Bill Rainey Park is considered a baseball field. It's not considered a park where you can actually barbecue. However, if there are, and then I also heard Barbara Lopez saying we need to upgrade. Well, you guys do your capital needs every. I believe that the district manager brings it to your attention in September, so you can vote on it in October. We utilize capital needs in the council to determine how to allocate capital dollars. So if you want to make recommendations to Bill Rainey Park, it's important that you speak to your board members and put that in your capital needs, so we know what exactly it gives me guidance to know what exactly I need to do for you guys in that ball field. And with that, I'll leave it at that. Thank you, Mr. Chair, and everyone have a good evening.
Thank you, Councilman, and have a good evening on yourself.
Okay.
All right, thank you.
Chair, we have Monique has her hand. I don't know if it's by accident.
Monique?
Salamanca, I want to tell you congratulations. I know I'm like your little stalker. Last time we saw each other was the movie night in 60. Thank you, in 60 Park. I want to really say congratulations. You deserve it. I would love to come see you because I would love to chop it up for some inclusive ideas if you don't mind. And congratulations, honey, once again.
Thank you. I would like that. Thank you.
I would like to say something.
Yes, Barbara.
No, this is not Barbara.
Oh, I'm sorry, Paula. Your name didn't come up. You said, I'm
This is
sorry.
Paula Tanyas. I would like to personally thank and congratulate Rafael Salamanca for our council member. You're doing a great job. I'm proud of you and Team Salamanca.
Thank you, Paula.
Palante, porque él se faja. That's right.
Thank you, guys.
Anybody else want to give the councilman congratulations?
Crespo, I got something to say to the councilman.
Now that's Barbara Lopez.
Yeah. Councilman, I want to congratulate you on keeping your word. I remember in 2019, you said you was going to bring La India, and we couldn't do it because of the coronavirus and everything, but you kept your word. You came back, and when we could do it, you did it, and you did a hell of a job. Congratulations on that, and congratulations on being our city council.
Barbara.
I want to congratulations as well. This is Evelyn.
Evelyn. Yes, Evelyn.
Yes. Congratulations, Mr. Salamanca.
Thank you, Evelyn. Thank you.
Okay.
All right, Mr. Chair, I have to go, right? I want you to continue with your meeting. Thank you, guys. All right? Enjoy your
Listen,
day.
it turned out to be a congratulations meeting. That's all.
I don't want to take up too much time. All right. Take care, guys. Thank you. Okay, bye-bye.
Thank you.
Enjoy your evening, Salamanca.
Thank you.
All right. So we're going to revert back to the agenda, and it's the district manager's report.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I'll be as brief as possible. I don't want to beat a dead horse here, but regarding Bill Rainey Park, we have been in conversations with the commissioner, and I just want to, back to the emphasis on barbecuing. At one point, Barreto Point Park did not have any barbecues, and through our advocacy on the board, we're able to get a section of Barreto Point Park to be barbecued. So, yes, this community does not have enough space for people to barbecue, but whatever space that we can get from parks, we're going to utilize it. So, unfortunately, there's just all these challenges at Bill Rainey Park. But yes, since the chairman had asked for me to butt in, I certainly will. But I was just waiting for my report, and a lot of my report is going to be with the committee minutes, because there was a lot of work done at the committee level. The office is open 9 to 5 Monday through Friday. However, the building is still closed. And we're still honoring and under the governor's executive orders of no in-person meetings. We think that might be lifted sometime over the summer. So just be expecting September's committees and full board meeting to be in person until otherwise noticed. And that's mainly it for my report. Like I said, a lot of it will be covered in the committee minutes, and I will chime in if I need to. And for the sake of time, that's it for me, Mr. Chair. Thank you so much. And everyone, please enjoy your summer.
Yes, Ralph. Thank you.
Thank you, Ralph.
And Ralph, the only thing I want you to do is to the MTA when they do it, because I just drove by there a few minutes ago. They're starting to put up fences around 149 and Southern Boulevard. I had asked them to reach out to Miss Love. I don't know if they did. Miss Love, it's not for you to chime in.
No one reached out to me yet.
It's okay. It's okay. But I'm asking the district manager, because of time, to please reach out to the MTA and ask them to reach out to you again. Okay?
Problem. Larry has his hand raised.
Who?
Larry.
Larry.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
I'd like to correct Ralph. The governor executive order is going to end at 12:01 this morning, Thursday.
Yeah, but Larry, every time it ends, every month it ends. It only goes for a month, and then we get a notice that it's been extended. So I have not received that notice, and this is our last meeting for this session. Our last public meeting rather for this session. So that's why I'm saying September, be prepared to have in-person meetings, the committees and the full board.
I got Ralph. I got my TV on mute right now. It says the state of emergency is ending Thursday.
Yeah,
I watch I'm a news person, so I watch a lot of news. That's what they said. So
yeah,
I mean, if I see that on the news, that's what I basically would go by. I would say, okay, we could do what we normally want to do.
I know. I'm saying that the executive order is still in effect as of right now.
Until we get it in writing,
Yeah.
Larry. Until we get it in writing, we
Okay,
cannot.
I got you. Until you get it, I got it. Okay.
Yeah, we need to get it in writing in order for us to.
I think it's going to be lifted for September. That's all that I'm saying. I know as of right now it's here. Yeah, and it always expires and then they extend it, but they might not extend it now. Larry, you're 100% right. I'm just going by, why we're still meeting virtual, basically. Community boards, and that's all community boards throughout the city. So thank you, Larry. Monique has her hand raised.
Monique?
I guess that concludes my report, Mr. Chair. Thank you.
Okay. I understand that Thalia is on. Thalia Lindquist, you on? Yeah, I don't see.
She's on the call. She's on the 718-46 ending.
Oh, okay. Okay. Thalia, I just want to say to you, the board extends their condolences to you on the loss of your family members, and I hope that everything's okay. Thank you. Thank you. With that, I want to go to the borough president's report. Alexis Ruiz. Alexis?
Hi, Bobby. Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Hi, good evening, everyone. I hope that everyone is doing well. I just want to say thank you to Community Board 2 for all of the work that you have done this year. Have a great summer. Please expect a letter in the mail with the determination, and we'll also share that with the board. And thank you. That's all that I have. If anyone has any questions for me, I'll be here for the remainder of the meeting.
Thank you, Alexis. Thank you very much. Ralph, you gave me the wrong page.
We're up to the elected officials report now.
Okay. Oh, I'm sorry. I don't have my glasses on. Elected officials report. Anybody
Please
from the
keep it to 2 minutes. 2 minutes the most.
Yes, please. Please. Mayor's office, anybody? We already had the borough president's report. Senator Sepulveda's office. Nothing from the senator's office. Senator Biagi's office. Nothing there. Assembly member Septimo's office. We already,
You have Kelvin from Chantel Jackson's office.
Yeah, we're just gonna go down the list here. Let's just go straight down the list. Yeah.
Okay.
we already had Councilman Salamanca's report, but Maritza, did he forget anything that he didn't say? Is she on?
No, she's not on. Let's move on.
Okay. Councilmember Ayala, Ms. Cruz.
Hey,
Jose.
Cruz? No,
Jose.
I'm on. Jose
Oh,
Rodriguez.
Jose, I'm sorry.
Hey everyone, how you doing?
Good.
Very extremely brief, excuse me. I just want to say, this has been a tough year and a half for everyone. And while the, council member only represents a small portion of Community Board 2, she's extremely proud of the work that you've done overall throughout your community board and the leadership that you all have displayed throughout. In your involvement in a lot of the food distributions, which may not cover our district, but nonetheless, it's still our people. And she's very thankful for your leadership. Thank you, Chair. Thank you, District Manager. Thank you, Cynthia. Thank the staff at the Community Board and all the board members there. The council member, just want to say really quick, this Friday, we are going to have a Pride celebration. It will be in our East Harlem portion of our district at La Maqueta from 6 to 9. So all are invited. So that'll be our Pride celebration from 6 to 9 at La Maqueta in Lot 1, which is on 111th Street and Park Avenue. And we're also going to have a movie night, not in CB2, but in CB1. But those who want to come and avail themselves, it'll be at Sawmill Park this Friday. And the movie will start when the sun goes down. And this year, the council member is looking forward to do a little more activity over at the Fox Street Playground. So stay tuned, and I will be in touch with the district manager and Cynthia, the staff at the board, to alert everyone when we do have activities there. Thank you, and everyone have a great summer.
Thank you, Jose. Mr. Chair, Alexis has her hand raised. I don't know if she has anything to say again. Alexis.
Alexis?
Hi guys, just wanted to mention something quickly. So the borough president and the council member Joe and I are hosting a fireworks celebration tomorrow at 6 p.m. at Orchard Beach. So I'm just gonna put that link in the chat so that everyone can have that information, and I hope to see you all there.
Thank you, Alexis.
Are they gonna let us? They're gonna get the traffic out on time this time?
We hope so.
For those who haven't been there, trust me, the fireworks is the greatest fireworks you want to see. But to get out of Orchard Beach after that, it is the greatest problem that you have ever seen. But
let's move on.
City planning. Nothing.
Yeah, Justin is
Hi,
here.
everyone.
Hi, Justin.
Good evening. This is Justin Lamorella from Department of City Planning in the Bronx office. No big report. I think we'll be talking later when we get to the committee reports. Just want to say, hope you all have a great summer. Hopefully we can see each other in the fall. Was really happy to hear lots of talk about CD needs statements and budget requests. Keep thinking about those. Those will be due at the end of October. And we can talk more about that in the fall as well.
Thank you, Justin.
Thank you, Justin. Assembly member Kenny Burgos. Anybody here? None. Assembly member Chantel Jackson. Kevin.
Everybody, yes, this is Kevin here. Good evening, everyone. I'll try to make it brief for all. I just want to say thank you to the board and thank you to everyone in the meeting. there's a lot that went on this year, and we've been through a lot. Thanks for these exemplary work that you guys do at the community board. It's a lot of work. Of course, I dropped my information on the chat for, even though we won't be meeting for the next 2 months. Our information is in the chat. If you're in need of assistance, please give us a call or email us, and we'll reach out for help. I know that in the summer, this summer will be crazy, so be ready. But we're here to help. Again, thank you, everyone, on behalf of the assembly member and our team and our staff, and Senate District, as we all know. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Kelvin, and give our regards to the assembly member.
Will do, definitely. Thank you.
Congressman Richie Torres.
Hey everyone, Victor Martinez here.
Hello, Victor.
Hey, yeah, so Victor Martinez, Deputy District Director for the Congress member. I only have basically one announcement, and it's that next Wednesday, we're going to have a child tax credit information session. We have partnered with the organization Room to Grow. It's going to be via Zoom. I'm going to send the details. I'm going to add the details, one to the chat, and two, as well, I will send an email with the information. It's going to be at 3 p.m. It's just more information about how the child tax credit works, how it's going to be, it's going to apply, especially like this July, how people are going to start receiving the payments, and that kind of stuff. The other information is that I have is like, as you know, our district office is appointments, free to contact our district office for any needs, especially related to either immigration, social security, IRS, post office, and any other thing related to a federal agency. That's it for today. So thank you so much. Take care.
Thank you, Victor. Victor, the only thing that I would ask of you to ask the congressman is if he can do a workshop. I know of a lot of homeowners, 2-family, 3-family homes. I understand under the stimulus bill that was passed, there was going to be assistance for those homeowners that have difficulties in paying back to the bank. I would like to see if the congressman could put a workshop together on that, so like that, because we have a lot of homeowners here in Board 2. We have a lot of, and I know that the congressman has a lot of homeowners in his entire district. So I know that I would like to see a workshop done on something like that, as soon as possible. I know that a lot of banks are sending notices out, and a lot of people, unfortunately, may have lost their jobs and didn't pay their mortgages, and they're having problems. So if the congressman can entertain that, we would greatly appreciate it. Okay.
Yeah, that's a great idea, and I will work on it. I will let you know.
Thank you.
Bobby, thank you for bringing that up, because I do have some over here in Villa Maria Homes. Thank you, Bobby.
Thank you. No problem. Controllers rep.
Hello.
We have Larry with his hand raised, and Maggie has
sorry.
their hand raised.
I'm sorry, I didn't see it.
I like to ask Mr. Victor Martinez a couple of questions. A couple of people in the community are constantly telling me that you're giving them the wrong number when they say they like to contact you about issues they're having in their building complexes. Could you tell us your phone number now while we are all listening? Because people are coming with different numbers.
Yes, I know that there was an issue with my phone number. This is my phone number, 718-541-2823. And I will add it to the chat as well.
Okay, thank you.
And for all of those that as Larry is saying that there's many people having difficulties, please please call the board office, and we could always try and ascertain that for you, instead of waiting for the full board meeting to happen. We could have assisted on that with the board staff. But anyway, either way, thank you very much.
Maggie has a hand raised.
Who?
Maggie.
This is for Victor. I've been calling your office and no one has returned my call. Could someone please return my call? I should be on the voicemail. Thank you.
Okay. What's your name again? Maggie. What's your last name?
Maggie Ortiz.
Can you call me to my cell phone number?
Yes, I have. You know, I got your voicemail set up.
Okay. So I will check
Maggie,
that.
if it continues happening, please let us know so like that we can assist you.
All right, no problem. Bye.
Thank you. The controller's office. Anybody from the controller's office? No? Department of Health.
Anita's
Good
on.
evening. Good evening,
Anita.
everyone. It's Anita Reyes. I'm with the Department of Health, the Bronx office. And I just want to remind everyone that we are continuing to see the COVID vaccination low rates in the South Bronx. And I know that we're all trying to work together to see how we could have more access, but also information. So we do need the community to help in terms of sharing information and also sharing your stories. So we want to make it convenient for people to get vaccinated. And we're currently at different iconic places, including the Bronx Zoo. We're also working at the Pride pop-ups events that are happening throughout the city. And today the mayor announced that we're going to have an expansion to the in-home vaccine program. So now anyone over the age of 12 can register and we'll come over to the home to vaccinate them. So I just wanted to just remind everyone that vaccine is still, we have variants out there. We want to make sure that everyone is protected. Thank you.
Thank you, Anita. And yes, we need to make sure that the kids get vaccinated, especially at that early age. So thank you very much. Where was I? Health. Public Advocate's Office, Jamal Williams' office. Anybody? Not hearing none. I'm going to skip the 4-1. I don't think that we have anybody from sanitation. And I believe there's nobody from the fire department on. District Attorney's Office.
I didn't see her on today.
Okay. Sanitation, I know that there's nobody here. And Department of the Aging. So with that, I think we finished with the elected officials reports. And so now we will go into committee minutes. Committee minutes, the Special Events Committee, V.
Good evening, everyone. I'm gonna make this really brief because I'm at an event right now, so I'm talking all the way from the bathroom because it's the quietest place here. So we discussed a lot of different events coming up. I'm super excited that our city's now finally reopening. So a lot of the traditional events are coming back, including the Halloween parade, the back to school event. We discussed a couple of other events as far as like the movie nights and things like that. So if anyone needs to reach me, I left my information in the chat, and I'm looking forward to seeing everyone hopefully in September. I'm wishing everyone a happy and safe summer, and that's pretty much it.
And all I want to tell everybody is please keep your always review your emails, because Cynthia's going to be sending out a lot of stuff, and I would like to see, some great representation from community board too.
Danielle sends it out Mondays and
Right.
Wednesdays,
Danielle.
and then like we take turns. So, but for the most part, she's sending out all of the information.
Thank you.
Mr. Chair, Captain Shublin has his hand raised.
Capitan.
Yeah, for the video too.
Huh?
There we go.
There we go.
Takora.
Yeah, yes,
Hi,
Captain.
Dee. How are you?
Hi.
Got to mention Detective Drew event with the 4-1 precinct, the auxiliary officer. The NYPD has talent event, which is going to take place on August 8th.
Hunts Point got talent, right?
No, Hunts Point, no, I think it's NYPD has got talent, yeah. 52 Park on August 8th, which will be a Sunday.
52 Park?
Yes.
Oh, okay. August 8th. All right, I'll put it on my calendar right now.
I'll fix it up on the calendar as well.
At what time?
Starting, I believe, at 12 o'clock.
Well,
And Cynthia has all the information on the flyer with rehearsal. It's a 3-day rehearsal at Renaissance High School. So you know what? I'll send you the flyer, Fresco.
thank you.
No, thank you.
The flyer is actually on the agenda, so they'll see it in a few.
Thank you very much.
Mr. Chair, I have one question real quick. I'm at another event. I'm asking if I can be excused for the remainder of this.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I really do appreciate it. And again, good night, everyone. Have a safe summer, and I hope to see you all in the fall.
We'll be seeing you in the summertime. I know that. All right. Okay. Next committee is ECHO. Maria Torres.
Okay. Hello. Okay, so we had a very long meeting, probably almost as long as this meeting's going to be tonight for our ECHO. But we got a lot of things done. New York State DOT came and presented and talked about the current construction that's happening with the Sheridan, the Hunts Point project that they're doing, the ramps for the Sheridan. And then they also we discussed the garbage and things of that nature. And I think in a separate meeting after that, they decided they did say that they would pick up any and all garbage that was on their property. So that's a win for us, even though it looks like it's more people dumping than necessarily construction debris, but they're going to clean that up. DOT was on the schedule but did not attend. And then MTA came and presented about the new elevator project that they're going to be working on at 149th Street. And that construction should be, they're in the process of getting ready for that. EDC came and presented about the vision plan and the Hunts Point Forward and all of those things that have been going on. And then we had 2 votes on 2 different street co-namings. The first one up was the Davis family was seeking a letter of support to co-name Fail Street between Lafayette and Hunts Point Avenue after Esther Marie Davis, their mom. She worked many years. She worked at the Point. She worked at PS 48. She did a lot of community organizing for the community to get more trees and making the places safe for kids. And so that's the first voting item that is up on our agenda. So it passed the committee. So what is it that I need to have done here, Ralph?
Someone needs to make a motion here. Board member needs to make a motion here.
Well, the motion was made by the committee.
Someone needs a second. I'm sorry. You're correct, Mr. Chair and Madam Chair. The motion passed at committee. We need it second here at the board.
Okay, so I need a second. I see Jesse Harris put his hand up.
I make the second.
Richard Sherman.
And Richard. Okay.
So
Okay.
Jesse actually seconded it before. He just raised his hand. So
Okay.
Jesse.
Okay. So it's been seconded. So if there's any questions
Any
or do you go
discussion?
straight to the
Is
vote?
there any discussion on this resolution? Any discussion on the resolution?
Hearing none, let's go into a vote.
Hearing none, we will go to a vote. And we will go with the way I've been doing it on virtual. Anybody opposing this resolution?
The only thing, Mr. Chair, I know at
I
the
have to
committee.
recuse myself.
Yes, that's what I was
Yes.
going to say. Thank you, Maria.
Thank you, Maria. Thank you for reminding me.
Yeah,
Not hearing any objections to the resolution. The resolution passes.
Okay, great. Thank you. And then Davis family is present, so congratulations. And we'll be in touch about it. Now has to go to city council, and then we'll find out more when it comes forward. Okay, so congratulations. Our next street co-naming was for co-naming. Think Brathwaite was seeking a letter of support for a street co-naming on Kelly Street between East 156th Street and Longwood Avenue for an organization called the African Jazz Art Society in Studio Street. They were located there. That's where they were founded, and they were located there in the early mid 50s to the early 60s. And so that co-naming also passed at committee. So it needs to be seconded, and then we could go into discussion.
Anybody going to second this motion from the committee?
I'd like to second.
Paula Fields will second it.
Thank you,
Open
Paula.
open for discussion. Does anybody wish to discuss this resolution?
I wasn't too sure if LaShawn has to recuse herself from this one, so I just wanted to, because I know our
Yes,
committee.
I'm here again. I've already recused myself. But you
Thank
guys
you,
know how I
LaShawn.
feel about it.
Thank you, LaShawn.
No, of
Thank
course,
you.
of course. Thank you.
Thank you, Cynthia. Thank you, LaShawn.
Hearing no discussion.
Hearing no discussion, we'll do it the same way as we did the previous one. Anybody objecting to this resolution, please signify by saying no. Yes, I mean. Anybody objecting? Anybody abstaining? Not hearing none, resolution passes.
Whoa. Okay, and that was our meeting, and thank you very much.
Thank you.
Maria.
Thank you, Maria. Next committee meeting is the next committee meeting. The next committee is Ivan Guillen. I know that there was no meetings for this month. Am I correct?
You fast. You good. Yeah. Oh, it takes so long for me to come back. I'm always like.
Good night, Bobby. Gracias por todo.
What did I do wrong?
Gracias por todo, Bobby.
I don't know what I did, but they're okay.
You're okay. In my book, you're okay. Cuídate.
All right.
Good night.
Education, no meeting. Am I correct, Ivan?
Yeah, there was no meeting.
Okay, thank you. Next committee was license permits and franchise license and permits. Pastor John.
Yes, please, Mr. Chairman, can you help me? I'm on my phone.
Okay.
I can do it, Mr. Chair, if you
yes,
like, because
yes,
everything
please.
here is just information.
Thank you.
So the first one was Mr. Jose Polanco seeking a letter of no objection to the Department of Consumer Affairs for a redemption center. And the committee actually wanted some more information from Mr. Polanco, so he will be presenting at a FLP committee in July. Second item was 5587 Boulevard. They're looking for a full liquor license. They have an establishment with full food menu. This is looking to be a transfer. And at that time, the owner came and said she will be resubmitting a new application. So we'll be on the lookout for that new application. Item number 3 was 1390 Randall Avenue. They did not attend, and at the committee, Chairman Pastor John requested that we invite them again in good faith for July. And then item number 4 was Mr. Pedro Ruiz, who currently has a establishment in the district and was exploring opening up another establishment. And the police department was there, and there was some concerns with his current establishment. And we have not heard back from Mr. Pedro Ruiz. His current establishment license expires in October. So we'll be looking forward to in the fall meeting with Mr. Ruiz regarding his current establishment. So there's some items here that have been tabled to the next month, but that's mainly it for the FLP committee.
Thank you, Ralph. Thank you. Next committee meeting, God. Next committee is the Health and Human Services Committee. Luis Marrero.
Mr. Chair, we have Captain Schulin with his hand raised.
Yes, Captain.
And that's Secola again, so. This one.
You know what? Maybe after this section, I'll come up because I forgot to mention something. Okay.
No problem.
Thank you.
I don't call you the queen of the 4-1 for nothing. Health and Human Services, Luis Marrero. I can't hear you. I still can't hear you. Cynthia, was there minutes submitted for Health and Human?
Yeah.
Yes, we have minutes.
The item is
But
there.
it was he only had one thing on his agenda, and it was Belinda Simmons from the New York City Commission of Human Rights. She gave a really lengthy presentation on just everything that you can possibly think about.
Okay.
So we have the minutes for that though.
All right,
Anyone that's
so on our
interested, they
YouTube-
can leave their information on the chat and I can send them the minutes.
Correct. And you can also look at our YouTube page for all the committee meetings. Everything is posted up. So.
All right, because we can't hear Louis, so I know that he usually puts minutes together. Thank you. Youth and Services, Larry Robinson.
Yes. Hello, everybody. Good evening. First, I'd like to apologize. I have not submitted my minute thing. I have a lot of personal problems right now with my laptop, and my oldest daughter is pregnant again, and she's giving me a real run for my money. So I apologize for that, but I will submit it late. Yeah.
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it, Larry. You're always on time, so one time doesn't mean anything.
We discussed the back to school meeting, and you got a flyer that you can see. I hope you can see it on the screen. The back to school event will be August 21st, which is a Saturday. We always try to get the third Saturday. For some reason, we had good weather on the third Saturday of August so far since we started this event. I was looking at the bottom, age 4 to 16. A couple of parents have called me already. They asked me about that age thing. They want to include up to 17 or 18. I told them at our next meeting, you guys should come to it and we'll discuss it then. We broke down things like talking about how to do certain things at the meeting. We got a lot of suggestions, but I'm not going to talk about that because we have a meeting scheduled. I think you guys got a calendar that Cynthia sent you for the next 3 months. So July and August, we're having 2 meetings each month. One of the presenters at our youth services was Miss Wanda Matos. Miss Matos is an executive VP from Bronx Bank, and she was talking about how she could offer nonprofit organizations assistance as far as revenue to help them get what they want done if there's a nonprofit organization. I don't have her telephone number information right with me, but you guys can reach out to her. The second presenter was Detective Juve, and Officer Zacola and Commanding Officer already spoke about her events that's taking place. And that's basically it. Thank you.
And Larry, I understand that the staff met with Maggie and went over whatever supplies we have for the back to school. I understand that we have to buy notebooks, pencils, that kind of supplies, but book bags, we have, my understanding, about 290 something book bags. 297 book bags left over.
That's correct.
I know that we have the suitcase thing that we gave out not too long ago. We have something like 90.
That's correct.
So, and I understand that Baldors will be also contributing to
That's
that.
correct.
So for supplies, I believe we have enough.
We have
the only
enough.
thing that we have to pay, the only thing we have to buy is the supplies for the book bags that are empty.
That is
Am I
correct.
cor-
Yeah.
Is that correct? Okay.
Yes.
All right. Thank you.
And I like to ask you if you have any ideas or you have any suggestions, check the calendar. We have a couple meetings, like I said, 2 in July, 2 in August. We open to comments, recommendations, and everything, because we want to make this a safe and a very good event for our youth and our community. Thank you.
Thank you, Larry. Ralph, is this the last thing?
No,
we're
it
up to
isn't.
the executive now.
No, somebody else got something to say?
No,
Housing
that's,
and Land.
we're not up to
Order?
that yet.
Okay, I'm sorry.
So
What
we're
do
up
we
to
do?
executive now.
Okay, the executive. Now, Ralph, please explain to me how this is going to go about. We're going to vote on four items, am I correct?
Yes, it was supposed to be 5, but only 4 was presented, which are the 4 bullets on the screen now.
Does
So
everybody see their bullets on their screens?
Yes.
Okay, so for those that are on the phone, and I know you won't be seeing any of the bullets, there's a text amendment to improve the accessibility to subway stations. That is why I had asked MTA to meet with Villa Maria, because they're having sewer problems, and this is to create an elevator service in several train stations.
Mr. Chair, that's not this. These text amendments are for zoning citywide. So city planning is presenting to every community board in New York City, and they're trying to handle it like a ULIP process where it's a timeline, although community boards are not mandated to vote on it. However, Justin did present these 4 bullets regarding these text amendments, and these are only to change the zoning. It is not to develop anything, it's not creating anything, but it can in the future if the zoning allows it to be. So the 4 text amendments Justin presented at various committees starting in May and completed it at the executive committee that just happened on Monday. And there was a motion made to entertain all 4 text amendments with stipulations requiring that any new development that occurs because of the changing of the zones be presented to the board. And that's where we at now with this. So there was a motion, I think, at the executive or at the housing committee. And then we have all 4 of these presented now to us. So that's where we at with this. The one that was not presented was the open restaurant, because that had not have been certified. And according to Justin from City Planning, they're giving a 90-day window. So that would be something that the board will entertain in September. But that's what these 4 text amendments. So it's not it's just changing zonings citywide to allow for each one of these bullet presentations to occur. But there was a motion made at the executive because questions arose as far as we're changing the zoning. How would we know if a new development would occur there? And the motion was made that any new developments that occur in any of these new zoning changes that the developers present to the community board.
All right. Does everybody understand what he just finished saying?
Yeah.
Okay. So there's these 4 resolutions.
One more item. I'm sorry, Mr. Chairman.
Yeah.
This is going to be eventually going to a borough board, and the chairman will have to vote on behalf of the community board at borough board. So we just wanted a consensus, and that's why we had Justin make the presentations. And then, like I said, there was a motion made at the executive requiring any new development be presented to the board prior to coming on.
So why don't I take the First Amendment, or I'll take all 4 at one time for an approval, if possible, because of sake of time. I would take every one of them unless board deems it differently. If they wish to have it done differently, I'll do it differently, and I'll take it one by one, or we can do it all at one shot. Yes, anybody?
You have Maria with her hand raised.
Yes, Maria.
I'm always in the interest of saving time here, but I just want to make sure, because I think as a board, we were pretty much okay with the bulk of them, but had kind of some issues with, I think, the hotel and the one for the restaurants with the taking up the street parking to stay out in the street. So if we're voting blanketly, are those two included? It looks like the hotel is included in it. So
Open
I
restaurant
don't know.
one was not presented. It did not get
Okay.
certified. So
Okay, but the hotel one is
Yes, it
still,
was.
and
And that's the one that I think you and I both may have similar concerns. I know that the mayor and the governor have come to an agreement that the homeless will be taken out of all these hotels that they've been putting them in downtown Manhattan and putting them into shelters. And I think that my concern was that none of these, on the Fourth Amendment, that it says besides these proposals, you might be aware that the public scoping meeting was held on January for the coming citywide hotel tax, a mayoral initiative that aims to create a more consistent approach to hotel development across the community, across the communities. I have a concern that these hotels that they may deem down the road become shelters. And I have a problem with that. And I think that if we do approve this, that the board give me and allow us to send to city planning and to the borough president our concern that these hotels should not be used for any shelters at this time.
well, I just have the question, and if Justin's still here, I think if this text amendment makes it more difficult for hotels to come into the community, then I think we're for it, right? I mean, if it makes it more difficult, if it's putting up more parameters and difficulty for hotels to just pop up, then that's a good thing. You know, in my eyes at least. So I just want to have that clarification before we vote.
Sure, yeah, happy to clarify. So as of today, if this proposal does not happen, anyone who wants to open a hotel in a zoning district where they're allowed can go to the Department of Buildings and open a hotel. That's today. Except in certain areas, I'm not gonna get into the caveats, but you might remember that a few years ago, there was a manufacturing hotel special permit that was passed.
The M1 districts.
Yes, the M1 district hotel special permit. That said that if you're in an M1 district and you want to open a hotel, you have to apply for a special permit, which means you have to go through the full ULURP process, which means that you go to the community board as part of that. And ultimately, it's voted on by the city council member. So what this proposal does is say, not just M1 districts, any district where a hotel is allowed today by zoning, you would have to go through this process, which is the full ULURP process. So this adds on, about another 2 years to any project. It's a lot of extra time and money. And not only that, they have to come talk to us at city planning. They have to talk to all of you, the borough president, the city planning commission, and the council member. So yes, this would add additional scrutiny and barriers, honestly, to open any new hotel in your district or anywhere in the city.
Oh, okay.
What are you doing right now? All right. Is that clear with everybody, Maria?
That's much better. So now I think I'm comfortable with us voting with everything in a blanket.
Thank you.
So am I, Chairman.
we just need
well,
someone to second the motion.
I need someone a second.
Second.
Sandra De Jesus.
Okay. Any further discussions on this?
I have a discussion.
Yes, Jeff.
If a hotel is opened and they try to put in homeless people into the hotel for any reason, and they're not using for no hotel thing, can they set up an apartment and give them an apartment for that? That's possible. To get them off the street totally.
There's a possibility. You know, if the city is willing to go that route, it wants to go that route. But I think what Justin is telling us is that before the city goes that route, or a hotel wants to go that route, they have to go through certain procedures. They have to go through city planning. They have to come to us, and then at the last, they have to discuss it with the council member for a vote. Is that a good enough answer?
Yes. Or sorry, you asking me or?
Yeah,
no?
that's the process,
Jeff-
Mr.
Jeffrey
Chair.
point. Jeff, is that okay?
That's okay, yes.
Thank you. Who had their hand raised, you said?
No one had their hand raised. The motion was seconded by Sandra De Jesus.
We'll do it the same way as all the other votes that we've had to take. Anybody against these four amendments, allowing me to go to the borough board and vote on behalf of the board? Anybody abstaining? Not hearing none, then it's passed. With the caveat of what I stated before, making sure that they come before the board if they decide to do it for homelessness. So you're on, Justin. So just in case, I don't want to go to the borough board and say, well, you guys didn't tell us. We're informing city planning. This is what our plans are. This is what we want. Okay?
Got it. And I'll follow up with you, Ralph, about submitting the recommendation and everything.
Thank you, Justin. Okay. Let's
Paula.
Paula.
Yes, Bobby. Yes, Bobby.
How are you, Paula?
I'm a little tired. Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So, my housing minutes were late. However, we had a presentation by Mr. Justin in reference to the New York City, Department of City Planning, and he's looking for a letter of support. So Justin, would you like to, do your presentation?
We just did this, Paula.
Oh,
This was
I'm
one of
sorry.
the bullet points. The
Oh,
zoning
okay.
amendment.
All right, so then the next part is, I can't hardly see that.
It's the presenters did not attend
Okay.
informational presentation from Metropolitan Realty exemptions regarding several buildings in the district receiving PFASH and AIRS, which is a non-discretionary zoning bonus program. And we
Right.
don't have, I don't think we have anybody from HPD on that can explain it. But that's what happened, but there was no presenters, so nothing was done on
Okay.
that side.
All right, so, you can reflect to my minutes if anyone's interested. I sent it to Cynthia. They will let-
You have the Ismini report.
Okay,
on
all right,
the,
so it's Mini Management updated the board on the status of the peninsula and the two buildings, which looks very good. And the two buildings are leased up and construction design. So she gave a report basically about the peninsula. I believe one of the buildings that has the commercial part of it was going up. Was that correct, Ralph?
yeah.
Okay, and then she will be, we're gonna plan on doing picking dates for the workshop that we have with Ismini, with Altagracia, myself, and Ismini. I guess we'll be looking at that for sometime in August, depending on how fast the lottery system is going for that. And the other part is Michael Sharp from New York City Department of Finance shared information for the
Department of
EOS
Finance.
benefit programs for tenants and homeowners, in particular, rent lease areas, failure to renew leases.
Okay,
Um,
and then you have
okay,
Philip Tavada from HPD who introduced himself to the committee.
right.
Right, okay. And that, there was no voting items on this particular committee. So there's nothing to vote on. And so that concludes all of our committee reports.
Wait, there's one more thing, Bobby. It's
Yes,
Philip
ma'am.
Tavada from New York City HPD. And, oh, he just introduced himself to the committee. Okay,
Right.
I'm sorry.
Right. So that concludes all our committee reports. And so we're up to old business. Any old business?
Mr. Crespo,
Yes,
I have an old business.
yes,
On Fox Street between 156 and Longwood. The
right,
cars are running, speeding. I mean, like so crazy. We have between Fox and Longwood and Intervale,
right,
we have speed bumps there. But on Fox, between Longwood and 156 Fox Street, it's
right.
crazy.
There's
People have
no,
asked
there's
me
no,
to please talk
there's
to you
no
guys.
speed
I brought
bumps?
it up before. And I'm bringing it up again. We have seen cars flipped over out here. There was the other day a guy hit running so fast he hit the postman truck.
But he hit the speeding bump you're talking about.
No, it's no speeding bump over here. This is on 156. It's on Fox Street, entre la 156 Longwood.
Okay, all right. You're right. I don't recall seeing any speed bumps there. I didn't know you were having that problem. I know there's a few streets that are having that problem. So maybe down the road when we can get hold of DOT and ask them to do an assessment of the community, and see how many. Maybe we can ask the precinct to see how many accidents we've had within the streets, which then constitutes what DOT has to do.
Yeah, because kids get hurt. I mean, little children cross the street from one side to the other, and these cars are flying like no tomorrow. The text asking me if I need signatures to everybody will sign. It's really bad.
No, I understand. I've driven through there, and I've seen cars fly through there. And part of the problem is that you got people, not caring, and kids do, and this is the summertime. Kids will be playing and kids will be running between cars, and so we will ask whatever we have to do from the 411 to see if we can get some radio cars in the area for the time being. The other night, 2 nights ago, I didn't sleep anything. I had fireworks and cars roaring down my block all night long. So I know what you mean, and I mean roaring with loud noises and everything. So I know what you mean, and so we need to. When I meet with the captain on Monday, do me a favor, text me that in the morning, so that I could remember to talk to him about it.
Okay.
Okay.
Also, I spoke to Mr. Acevedo about in front of El Chile. There's the concrete right there is really bad. Someone can get hurt there. I mean, it's really, really broken up.
Where?
You know where El Chile restaurant is?
On 7 Boulevard in Longwood, on Chile, right on their corner.
The one that's
the sidewalk is heavily damaged. I sent that to DOT, so we're just waiting to hear back what's going on there.
Okay.
Okay.
Maggie has a hand raised. Maggie has a hand raised.
Maggie.
Business, right? We're on old business?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, Is Officer Sokola on? I want to know if she met with the people from La Finca.
Captain?
Do you guys know what happened to that meeting?
Captain?
Yep, we're on. But
Which, in regards to what?
La Finca.
La Finca, I did send an updated email to the board and Acevedo in regards to the Finca. And we did a 6-month search, and in reality, we have not had not a 311 or a 911 report in regards to that location.
Yeah, but Sokola and Cap, and this came up in our executive committee meeting. And I know that Reverend John was the one that produced the evidence where they were having name actors or performers coming in to do shows at La Finca. They I think, if I'm not mistaken, and either the Reverend or Ralph can correct me, I think there was like 5 posters that was sent to me about this, and I know that Sergeant Gook is on vacation, so I don't know if he was able to follow up with it, or what's the story.
So I know that Louis Guillermo was following up specifically those events. I remember the conversation that we had. There was a significant amount of concern that they were having large-scale events that did not fit the stipulations. The only thing, if I could just get a copy of exactly what the stipulations are for that location for myself. If I should ask Sergeant Guillermo, I can, or if somebody else can provide them for me, I'd like to look at them along with Clarabelle.
Cynthia, can you provide that to the captain and to Claribel?
The what?
The stipulations on La Finca?
Yeah, I'll look for it. Yeah.
Okay. And then
Yeah, I'll go over it because it was all mentioned in the YouTube video. So.
All right. Okay.
Okay.
Thank you. Maggie, is that it?
Yes, Mr. Chairman.
Yes, Reverend.
Mr. Chairman, yes. The one of the issues we had was that they were not obtaining a permit from the precinct for those events.
Right.
So I'm not sure if the captain has any information for us. Was there any application for a permit, and was permit granted? Because they have been having these events. So if these events are taking place and no permit was obtained, and and it's an ongoing situation. So does that mean that the president is not informed? They are not aware of what is going on, or is it that the president is allowing them to hold these events without obtaining a permit from them?
So,
go ahead, Cap. Go ahead.
Sure. So we surely, would not allow them to have an event that would require a permit of some sort knowingly. So I know there was some concern about them being outside. There were people were saying that they passed by and saw specific occurrences in the vicinity of La Finca. So we did review the 311 and 911 calls in regards, and that's what Officer Sokola was speaking to. As far as each specific flyer, Sergeant Guillermo did follow up, was tasked with following up, and I want to let him speak about that as soon as he comes back. The other thing I would say is, if you all do see anything that's of concern, please don't hesitate to even reach out to me directly and tell me, listen, this is what we're seeing right now. But I do want to have a copy of the stipulations for exactly what we allowed them to do, what type of events they're allowed to do in general. So we can go in there with that and do a further inspection. So they have been visited. There weren't any violations observed, but I remember there was some significant concern, Reverend, by you and a couple of other people. And so if it's a concern to you, it's surely a concern to us. I would encourage anybody to even call me directly in regards. And when we get those stipulations, when I get a copy of those stipulations and I loop in Sergeant Guglielmo, we will continue to look closer at this club. Certainly, we are not permitting them to do anything, knowingly that would violate our agreement, your agreement with them, or that would necessitate a permit in regards.
The only thing I can add here is, Captain, this meeting I think was held in February, and we have that meeting posted up on our YouTube page, the FLP, where the owner agreed not to have events without giving prior notice. That was one thing, and the second thing was
Absolutely.
Chairman Crespo made a mention as far as having a moratorium of not allowing this location, this address, any more liquor licenses going forward if there are incidents with Mr. Infante. So I'm just going to review that meeting to double check everything, and we can always play that meeting back to Mr. Infante where he himself agreed to it at that moment. But the stipulation stated that if he were to have events, he has to notify the precinct. And then Pastor John was just basically saying he shouldn't have any events whatsoever. But he has not informed you guys of any events, and that was what I think was agreed upon. But I need to just double check that meeting, and I will get back to you with that.
We've been not informed of any of that.
And when it's reviewed, if everything is there, as Ralph has just stated, I think that to bite it in the butt, I think that I would like to be part of the meeting that you may have, Captain, with the gentleman from La Finca, and I will ask Reverend John to be part of that meeting, because I think that a full force of the community to this gentleman has to be put on. If it's so happening, we need to let him know that this is not going to be a community. We're tired of that location already. All he's going to do is put the icing on the cake if this continues.
I remember the prior owner of the same location. I mean, we raised significant concerns in regards to violence, and I know I've been plugged into each step of this along the way. So, yeah, we'll look forward to that meeting. And in the meantime, please do not hesitate to even reach out directly and let us know if you see something of concern.
Okay. Is that all right with everybody?
Yeah.
Reverend John?
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you. So what I want to do
business. We're up to new business now.
Thank you, Ralph. New business.
I do have a new business.
Yes, Don Luis.
First of all, I just want to apologize. I was from my computer. I have to go into my cell phone so I can talk because nobody was listening to me. But I just want to take this opportunity to invite everyone in the community as a whole this Sunday at the parking lot of the Banknote building. Urban Health Plan and the Produce Market are going to be giving away 1,000 bags of fruits and vegetables. And this is a partnership, a kickoff partnership that we're doing with the Produce Market, because after that, every week they're going to be giving us between 200 and 300 bags of fruit and vegetable to be given out to the community. So we're just really looking forward to people come over to the parking lot of the Banknote building. And also Urban Health Plan is going to be vaccinating, with COVID-19 vaccine. If you're still looking to get vaccinated, we really encourage you to do so because of the new variant, Delta, that is coming up. And in order for you to be protected, you need both. So remember that in order for you to have both vaccines, it may take between 3 weeks to 4 weeks, depends the vaccines that you get. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Louis. Any other new business?
Yeah,
Not-
this is not, this is Jesse.
Yes.
And at the last meeting, we heard a lot about the bicycles. And I don't know, I'm looking at it from a police standpoint. If we if we move all of those bike lanes into our community, we are definitely taking up parking spaces. But can you imagine what the manpower requirements are going to be for the police department? And one of our major concerns is crime. We want policemen fighting crime. We don't want them running after people stealing bikes, moving bikes, and dealing with parking. So we really need to look at that, and we need to work in concert with the police department on that issue in terms of these bike lanes. In the Bronx, I don't believe you see the number of people renting bikes like you do in Manhattan, and especially in our area. So I think we need to talk about that and go to the city in unison with the police department to talk about that issue in terms of manpower, in terms of trafficking, and definitely in terms of crime.
Just so I let you know, I know that everybody saw on TV the shooting of that gentleman with the 2 kids, and those 2 kids have angels on their shoulders on this day. Again, the last 3 shootings that have occurred in this precinct has been on electric bikes. The passenger sitting in the back gets out and does the shooting. There's somebody waiting, and that becomes a problem. And I know that the captain is trying to work on that. You're talking about the pedaling bikes.
That's the other issue.
I'm talking about and I did it today purposely. In a radius in the south, in Community Board 2, the radius of 10 blocks, I counted 7 bike racks of bikes.
Okay.
In a radius of 10 blocks.
Mm-hmm.
And that is just, I just think that that's DOT trying to punish Board 2 because we're trying to be so active and they want to do things their way, and we're saying, no, let's talk about it. They don't like it, and they have punished Community Board 2 because, as I told Ralph on Sunday, I drove through Community Board 3, all through Louis Nine Boulevard, into Katona Park, into Tremont, all of that, and that's quite a bit of driving, and all I saw was 3 bike racks. 3 bike racks. So what I'm saying is that what you're bringing up is a concern of safety, having so many bikes around, and you're right. We need to maybe ask the PD to help us out on this. But I'm still working with DOT to see what happens out of all of this.
Yeah, but I think we need to work with the police department in this particular area, and I'm sure the captain will agree with me. I'm no great crime fighter. I just worked for 11 years at the correction department. But, the piece being, we really need to look at that. And then moving those bikes from, off the sidewalk, maybe back onto the sidewalk, some of those bikes.
Yep.
And it'll just take it on people traffic, but our parking spaces won't be just lifted away from us. So we need to do something in unison with the police department on that issue, because that's important to me.
Again,
I don't know how others feel about it.
The district manager and myself have had numerous discussions with the commissioner from DOT. The commissioner of DOT literally got upset at us because, Ralph was already tired of his excuses, and Ralph said, well, you put up all those bike racks, the city should come and take all your cars away, and you guys should ride those bikes and see how you guys feel about riding in communities. And the commissioner got a little upset with Ralph behind that.
Yeah, he started screaming at me in the street. So we have a Assembly Member Jackson's rep with his hand raised. Kelvin?
I guess I didn't hear that.
Yeah,
So
Jesse.
there's something we need to do about that. And as I said, we need to come together with the police department, look at the issues, look at the crime stats, and let's see how we could plan for the future in our community to reduce crime and help the department. You know, people are talking about defunding and funding the police. That's a lot of crap. I think,
Yeah.
you know, that's a lot of political crap. Let's talk about realistic stuff that we need to do. We see, you know, issues of a crime against, you know, the public, and we really need to do something. We need to do future planning. If it requires going down and talking to the commissioner, I would love to volunteer to do that. Okay.
Well, you're recruited at our next meeting. Trust me.
The DOT.
Go with 'em.
Kelvin, you need to say something? Or Paula?
I would like to attend that meeting too because it's utterly outrageous. And it's not, they put them on the street to take the parking spots, but in Harlem, they have them on the street at the curb.
Yeah. Yeah, they're just not caring. I mean, they've hurt Longwood Avenue. They're hurting SEPCO management. They took parking spaces away from SEPCO management, away from the restaurants on Longwood. The senior center up the block from me over here on Westchester Avenue, Open Arms, they took their truck spots away where they used to have the seniors board and unboard from there. In Bill Rainey Park, they say they couldn't do it on the sidewalk, yet they did it on the sidewalk at Bill Rainey Park. You know, and it's just getting out of hand. And I think that they did it specifically to punish Community Board 2.
Well, you know, and we can deal with that with the election results and putting pressure on the new mayor and coming together with. That's what we need to do.
Hopefully, it is the new mayor that we all select. I believe that we all selected because he had quite a bit of a number, and he came by on Saturday, and he pledged to work with our council member. So I think that this is something, you know, we have an administration that's finishing, and they want to do all the things that they didn't get to do. They want to finish it, and they don't care who they hurt, and then leave it for the next administration to deal with. But see what happens, Jess.
Right.
Kelvin.
I'm just saying, whoever the new mayor is, I'm not looking at putting a label on anybody yet. Just whoever the new mayor is, we need to go and present this to them.
Well, I'm ready to I've put a label on the present mayor. So
that you can do.
Kelvin.
Hi, yes, sorry about this, guys. I'm commuting on the train. I just want to share with you all that there's similar conversations going on at the Senate level and the Assembly level. There's a bill that's being introduced discussing this very thing about the proposal of construction or removal of bicycle lanes or racks on the roads. So this is something that's happening statewide, and as the Assembly member has definitely been made aware of this. But I was going to advise you, if you guys, any locations, area, you just send over to us so that we can keep track, keep like a listing of all the areas where they would need either the removal or construction of those bikes. And we can send it over to the Department of Transportation. We'll collect the pepper.
Councilman Jackson's
Assembly.
office?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Can you guys hear me?
Yes, we did. Yes, we did. Yes, we did. Thanks a lot, Kelvin. And you will be getting that list from us.
Thank you.
All right. Announcements. Any announcements?
Those were a lot of announcements we heard there already.
Okay, I just want to first give
Captain Schubin has his hand raised.
Yes, Captain.
Sokola.
Sokola again it is.
I forgot to mention, we're actually doing National Night Out this year. It's gonna be August 3rd at the PAL from 4 to 8.
And we're thinking of, I'm sorry, Sokola, and we're thinking of honoring Sister Thomas because it's her birthday.
Yes, yes.
Yes, that's National Night Out. All right.
Thank you, Bobby.
You're welcome, Your Highness.
Okay, so are we ready for roll call?
For announcements, I just want to say, I want to give Sandra de Jesus our love, and I think you had lost a loved one also last month, and you wasn't available for last month's meeting, but you were in our prayers and in our thoughts, Sandra. All right, and
Thank you so much.
no problem. You know, and if you need a shoulder or anything, as much as I don't have much of a shoulder anymore, I'll let you cry our minds for a while. The other thing is I stated it at the exec meeting on Monday, and I'm going to say it now since we have a lot of people on the air. This year, as you all know, that I am a member of the Yankee Foundation, and I just want to say very quickly that I have been very disappointed at our community groups in Board 2. Cynthia has put the application for funding from the Yankee Foundation every month, either in her reports virtually or in the previous reports prior to the virtual meetings. This year, we had the lowest turnout for any kind of money in Board 2. I cannot be involved in telling you what to write, how to write it, what kind of programs, what kind of money. That is up to you. We give up to $15,000 max on groups. Everybody knows this. And unfortunately, I don't think that this community is rich enough to just let that kind of money, whether it's $15,000 or $50,000, just let it run away and fly away. What gets me angrier is that community boards 10, 8, 7, 11 have taken abuse of this, and they have gotten all that money. Communities that really have, community organizations that really do have money and don't need it, but they're willing to take that $15,000. I would hope that come next year, and Reverend John came up with a very good idea, and I hope that Maria Torres takes him up on it, and that is that put a workshop together probably in October or November to show organizations how to fill it out. If you're not a 501c3 organization, you could still get money. All you need is a conduit, which means you have an organization that has a 501c3, and you work out whatever you can with them. You also, the Yankee tickets. We weren't giving out that many, but now that the Yankees are Yankee Stadium is fully open, we need to take advantage of our kids having some place to go to this summer. So please, I am asking everybody, I think that Cynthia has the application. She could put it up in the air after this. You can put it up and request tickets. As to monies, I don't know. I'm getting my last funding allocations, and I think it's only about $250,000. If anything, the way I see it right now, this community board, who every year since I've sat on that board has gotten approximately $100,000 a year, is only going to get maybe, if possible, $45,000 to $60,000, and that's a shame. That is really a shame. And so I will say this: I hope that come next year, I am flooded. I am not me get flooded, but that the office gets flooded with community board 2 applications. Really hope. That's all I got to say. Thank you. That's it, Ralph. Rafael?
Can I say something really fast?
Yes.
Crystal, to add to that whole teaching them or teaching us how to fill out the application, why not have a grant writing workshop? Like, how many grant writers do we have here? Like, rather than to give
The
them
board
official.
cannot participate in that.
Board
I'm
cannot
sorry.
participate
That
in.
has to go through a group, you
Yeah.
know, a organization can get together. They can give us the flyer and we'll be more than happy to promote it. But the board itself cannot schedule anything regarding grant workshops or anything in that nature.
But Reverend John has talked to Maria Torres, or I think they're talking, and if possible, we can do it out of the point. But I cannot be involved because I review it, I vote on it, I do the selection on the amounts. I love sleeping at night, and I don't like reporters at my doorway. So to avoid conflict of interest, I stay away. All I can tell you is to file, and that is it.
I do have grant writing, Monique, if you need help.
Okay, so Mr. Chairman, we like we discussed at the executive council meeting. We will work on it, and then we will reach out to all the people that have grant writing skills in the district, so that these organizations can make use of their services.
How you doing?
Yeah, and leagues. Some of you have
Yeah.
leagues. Leagues can get up to $1,500, and all you got to do is show that you belong to a professional league. That's it. Write it up and show your certificate, and you get $1,500 for your league. For schools, the schools get $5,000. It's not a lot, but it's $5,000 more that you put into your budget for the school that you didn't have before. So that there's, you just can't look at it, oh, well, it's for this, it's for that. You don't know what you can get unless you try. That's all I can say. Okay, thank you. Thank you,
very
Ralph.
much. Move on to roll call.
Thank you, Ralph, for letting me say this.
No problem. Don't thank me.
No. Thank you for letting me say it because it hurts me.
I hear you, Mr. Chair. So Yvonne, we're up to a roll call.
All right, guys. When you hear your name, please let me know that you're here. But before that, I just want to say have a good night, stay safe, and enjoy your summer.
We also, Yvonne, hold on. Maritza just raised her hand. I don't know. I know the chairman already spoke, so I don't know. Maritza?
I just had a question for Bobby. When
Yes.
you said league, does it matter what league it is? Could it be a
It
soccer
doesn't
league?
make no difference. We do basketball leagues, we do football leagues, we do baseball league, little leagues. We don't do. I'm very strong against adult leagues, but for the kids, any kind of league.
Okay, that was my question. Thank you, Bobby.
No problem, Maritza.
Do they have to be in the CB2 zone?
No, I'm supposed to be neutral and give to everybody across the board. I am only saying, and I'm getting I probably get myself in trouble for saying it. I look out for boards 1 and 2. This money was created for community boards 1, 2, 3, and 4. But the boards that are taking advantage of it is 1, 7, 8, 10, and 11. And that was this year. Last year it was half decent, but this year those 5 boards have taken advantage of the money, and they have taken quite a bit of the money.
This is Sonia. Can I ask one question? Is it only about sports? Because there's young people in my community, they help out with the garden, they help facilitate with the events that we give. So is it only for sports events?
It's not for. It's basically for sports events. But if those kids that are doing it belong to an organization, and they're doing it, then the organization can apply for them, and we can try and see if we could do it under a stipend. If they don't get summer youth jobs.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, Mr. Chairman, can I add something there?
Yes, sir.
It's not limited to sports. It's for all community based organizations. You can, whatever you are doing, you just have to submit.
The Reverend there, he's applied quite a few times, and it's been for his food pantry. Oh my God, my mind has gone blank. Miss Cruz, not Altagracia, but oh God.
Julia.
Yeah, Julia. Don't anybody tell her I forgot her name. But Julia, she was getting money, and they did it for TVs for the seniors inside their rooms to hook up the cables and everything. It varies of things. We've done oncology with, and that's why I have fights with them, because they, you got Montefiore Hospital, a multi-million-dollar hospital, asking for $15,000 to do work in the oncology unit, which is ridiculous.
Crystal, I put the link in the chat, so anyone that's interested could look in the chat. I just put the link.
Thank you, Cynthia.
What's the time period, Bobby? Just the last question, please.
We need to move
usually,
on already.
Usually we get the allocations in January, but right now I don't know what I don't know what I have. Usually I get an idea, but right now I don't know what I got. But if you want to try now, you could try now. I don't have a problem. I'll cut from someplace else. I don't care. All right.
All right, let's move on, please, to the full board, for the attendance, please.
Go.
All right, I'm up. All right, so please, when you hear your name, let me know that you are here. Like I said earlier, please have a good night and be safe. Elvis Austin Jr.
Here.
Evelyn Arauz. Here. Love Bentecourt. Miles Burnett.
Here.
Paula Fields Conyers.
Here.
Stephanie Cordero. Robert Crespo.
Present.
Altagracia Cruz. Julia Cruz.
She's on vacation.
On vacation, yes. Sandra De Jesus.
Still here.
Kevin Ellison. Sonia Ferguson.
Still here.
Pascal Gomez.
Yeah, still here.
Shatria McCoy Greg.
Here.
Alexandra Guadalupe. Me. Next. I think it's Jesse Harris, right?
He's here.
Mouse, next page. Jesse Harris is here. Shaquan Hunt. Jennifer Kelman.
Here.
Jeffrey Korn.
Here.
LaShawn Lindsay.
Present. Have a great summer, everyone.
You
And
too.
Oh, my name.
Who?
Lopez.
Barbara Lopez?
Yep, you didn't mention me.
No,
But
not yet. I'm getting
here.
to you now. Talia Simone Lindquist.
Here.
Barbara Lopez. Roland Lopez. Nicholas Mario. Chris Barrero.
Good night.
Good night. Cedric McClester. Monique Minnis.
All right. Good night, y'all. Have a good summer.
Good night. Reverend Moses.
Everybody be safe.
Be safe. Lynette Olmo. Maggie Ortiz.
Here.
Larry
Hi,
Robinson.
everybody.
Yeah. Good night.
Good night. Sylvia Sanchez. Richard Sherman.
Night.
Biancy Taveras.
He was already excused earlier.
Got you. Maria Torres.
Bye.
Good night. Marilyn Roten. Pastor John Utu.
Yeah. Good
All
night.
right. Chair, Mr. Chair, I guess you can adjourn the meeting.
Okay. A motion, please.
I motion.
Okay.
I make a motion.
Accepted. Everybody have a good summer, safe summer, and hope to see you in person at some of our
See you
events.
during the summer.
Thank you.
Good night, guys.
Thank you all.
Good night.
Good
Good night,
night.
number one.